Okay, we're getting pictures of the school. We will be doing a documented interview today on Matthew. We're doing an interview on molestation case. We're just driving through the neighborhood because we're coming back through the neighborhood and taking him back to the house when he was a kid on where it all started. This is a very important piece so that we can get the emotions that's inside of him and get him to go back and really talk to us. It's happening every day in family households. Family members are molesting kids, messing up our kids' lives before they can even get a chance. Matthew is going to speak to us about how his life was messed up at an early age, not getting any proper healing, not being able to get his emotions catered to, and not really being taught what real love is. So we're going back to the house, and we're just going to talk a little bit about from the beginning all the way to the end on exactly what happened. How did it make him feel? And once again, this is a very important piece because it's taboo. It's being overlooked. Nobody's talking about it. A lot of kids are going through their lives and becoming adults and not able to heal and just being left out in the cold and left out to fend off their own emotions that nobody else catered to. It causes a lot of trust issues and sons that are being molested by the fathers, by uncles, even aunts. And it's causing a lot of trust issues with men and women. And then a lot of girls are getting molested by their fathers, their stepfathers, uncles, etc. Family members that are in households that we have, trusted family members that are in households. And it's causing a serious problem when we decide to get into a relationship with another adult. I'm a mental toughness coach, and my main thing that I'm doing with the adults that I coach is I'm healing childhood issues in adults because the wounds were never healed. They were looked over, especially from this molestation piece. So we're just going to go a little bit and, in front of the house, just show you exactly where it started so that we can get Matthew, to talk to us. This is just not a normal interview, and you just can't interview people. Interviews have to be asked the right questions so that we can get correct information. And when others look at this is an educational piece so that others can heal from this or begin to heal from this as well. This is where you grew up. This is where everything happened. This is where it all started. This is where the molestation took place. I know this is very emotional for you right now. When was the last time you've been back here?
I used to come a lot when I was young. When I had my own car. I have to say about 2011, 2012.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 5 years ago. Why did you come back here?
After the court case.
Oh, who was here in 2011 when you came back?
Nobody.
Okay.
Just came, sat in front of the house.
Okay. All right. So let's start talking about this now. Take us back. So you, your stepdad, your mom, and your baby brother lived in this house.
No, my baby brother wasn't born at that time. It was my mom, my stepdad, my brother Adam, my sister Valerie, my brother Carlos, and myself.
Okay. So it was you and 3 other siblings.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then who was the youngest? You.
I was the youngest at that time.
Okay. So when did your stepdad move in?
And my mom and him had just got married May 14, 1994. My mom bought this house. We moved here.
Okay. All right. And how old were you when you moved here?
I was 5.
You was 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How was it living in the apartment in Henderson Park?
Different. It was peace. I didn't know anything about sex at that time. being molested at that time. So.
Do you think that your stepfather molested any of your other siblings, brothers or
No.
sisters? No, you don't. Why not? Why don't you?
I was the one that, was more feminine.
Okay. So were you already feminine, you think?
Yeah.
At 5?
At 4. Yeah.
At 4. Where did you pick up that behavior? Where do you think you got that from?
Just hanging out with my sister a lot, hanging out with my mom.
Okay.
Brothers used to make fun of me all the time, so just going with the girls all the time.
Okay, so going with the girls all the time. Okay, now do you remember the first time that your father, where were you when your stepfather, how old were you and where were you in the house when he first decided to?
I was in this house, in this room right here, which is a bedroom, where me and my brothers used to sleep. It was a 2-bedroom house. I was already going to sleep. My mom left with my other siblings to the airport to pick up my aunt.
So your mom and your sister and 2 brothers left?
Yes.
Okay, and she left you here with him? Okay, how old were you then?
I was 5.
You was 5, okay.
And he walked into my room and said, "Do you want to come play with me?" I said, "Yeah." Me thinking as a little kid, I would think he'd playing me, tag something. Lays me down on the bed, takes my clothes off, and he starts messing with me. He makes me give him oral sex.
When you say he started messing with you, what were you doing?
Touching me, touching my ass, touching my dick, everything.
How can you remember this so vaguely, being 5 years old at that time?
Because I think it's science. We look back at traumatic stuff that happened to us, and anything traumatic that happens to you growing up, you will never forget. I would never forget the first time I heard a gunshot. I would never forget the first time I got molested. Those are just things that you will never forget.
Okay. Was it trauma to you in the beginning when he first came and laid you down and started playing with you? How did that make you feel? I mean, 5 years old, it's your stepfather, a trusted individual.
I don't think it was much as I felt that was his way of giving me affection. It was his way of showing me that he loved me.
Okay. Okay. And so what happened? So he fondled you. He made you. I mean, you start giving your stepfather head the first time.
He sucked me up. He gave me head. Showed me what to do, and then he made me do it to him.
Do you remember your penis getting hard at 5 years old when that happened?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the feeling on how that made you feel?
No. To be honest, it just made me feel like, well, okay, I felt it was normal. When he was finished, of course, being 5 years old, nothing's going to come out of me. Of course, he was able to come. Me being 5, I didn't know what that was. He sat me on the bed afterwards, on the edge of the bed, and he explained to me, this is something that when you get older, you and another man are going to do when you guys get older.
So he said you and another man.
Man.
Did your mom have any inkling to know that who she invited in her home, that he liked little boys or he liked men?
No.
Okay. Was there any signs, anything?
No.
Okay. So when he came, where did he put that? Where did that go?
All over my chest.
Okay, all over your chest.
Made sure that I understood that I couldn't tell nobody. I had school the next day. So I wasn't able to speak to anybody at school about what happened because he explained that if I was to say something, I was going to get in trouble. I was going to be the one going to jail. I was the one that's going to... Everything that was supposed to happen to him for doing something that he did to a child, it was my fault as a child.
And you didn't want to get in trouble?
I didn't want to get in trouble.
Okay, so the next day you went to school. So when did your mother and sisters come back home?
That night, but I was already asleep.
Okay, you was already asleep. Okay, so you got up the next morning for school.
I acted like everything was normal.
And he did the same?
Yep.
Okay, so you went to school, and you just went to school like a little kid. The school that we just passed by.
Yes.
And did it make you quiet? Were you...
Yeah. I think I became more outgoing. I became more outspoken.
Were you acting out?
I had a bitchy attitude. I had a real bitchy attitude to the point where don't fuck with me or I'm going to tell you off. So I hid my emotions through a bitchy attitude that wasn't really me. So a lot of people didn't understand, oh, he's a bitch. He's an asshole. He's this.
And nobody realized that you had got molested for the first time with your stepfather.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when did it happen again?
It happened again. From that day on, it kept on happening for the next 15 years. So
Okay, but when you say from that day on, so when your mom go to work, when everybody was out of the house, did it normally happen in
sometimes
the
it happened
morning?
even when my mom was at home. She'll be taking a nap, or brothers be outside playing. You know, never a day where it would be like, okay, today's not gonna happen.
After that day, it happened every day.
Almost every day. Yeah.
So you start giving your stepfather head at 5. Now, when did he allowed you to put your penis in him?
When I was 13.
Okay, so that's when you start to do him in the. Okay, so how did that make you feel?
To the point where I felt disgusted. You know,
Why did you feel disgusted?
because when I pushed him off me, nothing but his fetuses came all over my stomach.
Wow. Okay.
That day was December 25th. It was a
Mm-hmm.
Christmas day. You know, us being Latino, we celebrate Christmas
The day before.
the day before on the
Okay.
24th until 12 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were at his mother's house and if we drove home, he was intoxicated, he would let me drink. I would drink. I would get, you know, I had my first tequila shot when I was 13 years old.
Mm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so if we were living there in the city of Buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the first time he let me penetrate him, I pushed him off, and fetuses came on me. That's why I find it real hard for me to have sexual orientation, like just having sex with a girl or with any guy. Hard.
Because of that experience.
Yes. So that's why I just, in my gay community, I consider myself the bottom.
Did you come when you
No.
had sex with him? Okay, you did not. Okay.
I pushed him off. He forced it in,
Mm-hmm.
so it hurt me so bad. So I just pushed him off of me.
Okay. So at how old were you when he started to have sex with you?
At 5. So,
Okay. So he starts sticking his entire penis in your.
Well, he would try. When at that time, this is the thing.
Asshole at 5.
Mm-hmm.
No grease.
No grease, no nothing.
So you have a grown man. About how old was your stepfather then?
He was born in 56, and he was around. He had to be around 40 something.
Okay. And then a 40-year-old man was trying to stick his penis in a 5-year-old toddler's butt. Okay. Did he ever get it all the way in?
No, because I would always pull back, and I would always just pray. And every time I would pray to God to make it stop, my mother would show up or somebody be knocking at the door. So,
Okay, so from the time you were 5 to 13, he was just oral sex on you and you on him,
yes.
fondling you, okay, and all that. At what point did he actually penetrate you and get it all the way in?
When I was
How old were you?
16.
Okay, so he got it all the way in at 16. Okay, how did that make you feel?
Actually, to be honest, it didn't hurt. It was like normal to me.
Did it feel good to you?
Yes.
But when you say normal, what do you mean normal? You were already having sex with guys by then?
Yes. So,
okay.
And at that time, it's, you know, after so many years of you being molested by someone, that it becomes so normal to you. It becomes.
How old were you when you had your first sexual experience with another guy, other than your stepfather?
When I was 12.
12. Mm-hmm. And what happened? I mean, how did that...
It was in middle school. So me and this other guy that was in middle school that were on the down low,
mm-hmm.
you know, just went to his house and we messed around.
And then he penetrated you?
Yeah.
And then did you do him or no?
No, I refused to do any guy.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then, so did your stepfather know that you were having sex with...
Yes, we got him. That's when he became more jealous.
And when you say more jealous, how was his behavior?
More aggressive, more, where are you going? Where are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Or trying to just get me more in trouble with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go out a lot, just trying to get away from the house when nobody was there. So I used to get in trouble a lot by my parents.
So your mom had absolutely no clue?
No clue what was going on. For 15 years in her house.
15. Do you really believe that your mom did not know?
Yes.
And would you say because your mom was working so much?
She was the bread maker of the house.
Okay.
And I know that my mom's attitude, if she would have known what was going on,
mm-hmm.
my mom being from El Salvador, a lot of El Salvadorian women do not play.
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes down to their child. Any mother, not just a Latino mother, black mother, just any mother doesn't play when it comes down to her children.
So your mom was always gone. Did your stepfather work at all?
He will work, but he was doing real estate, so he'll make his own schedule.
Okay.
So
Was he making any money from real estate?
not to the point where my mom was making it.
Okay. So your mom was always gone. Like she was at a job, from sun up to sundown?
Yes.
Okay. And you were just there with your older siblings and
Older
your stepfather?
siblings, and sometimes a babysitter, a nanny.
Okay. Okay. And you say your mom, your sisters and brothers, nobody had any clue.
Any clue.
Your change of behavior or anything? Did your mom ever have a talk with you because you like boys? So did she ever have a talk to you?
That talk came in 2009 when I finally decided to say that was my senior year in high school, and that talk came when I was sitting in the front porch of our house in Paramount.
Mm-hmm.
And she came up to me and said, "I need to talk to you." And I said, "I already need the questions. Like, I'm going to ask you something. I need you to be completely honest with me."
Mm-hmm.
I looked at her and I said, "Yes, Mom, I'm gay."
Mm-hmm.
So that was when I was 18 already. So that was when that.
And you was already sexual promiscuous. You was already
out there. I was
and having sex with the stepfather every night, every day. At this point,
yes,
almost every day. So you almost came home to your man.
Yes,
Okay.
That's how I felt.
Okay.
I was coming home to my man, and it was just normal. It was,
Was him and your mom having sex? When did your stepbrother come into play?
My stepbrother came into place. My mom got pregnant around 2000. He was born August 2nd, 2001.
How old were you?
I was 11.
Okay, you were 11.
I was 11 at the time, and
so 6 years later, they had a baby. Your baby brother.
They got married in 96, and then they had a baby in 2001.
Okay.
And that's when it became more of me giving myself to him, because I said, rather than you messing around with your own son, I'm not going to let you do the same thing that you did to me when I was 5 to your own son. So that was me giving myself up to him more and more.
But by then, like I said, and we discussed this before, by then you said you giving yourself up to him more and more and more. Now you have a younger sibling that's in play. You're not thinking because it's his son, he's not going to do it to him. Were you actually feeling like that was your man?
Yeah.
And you did not want him, him having sex with the little brother because you would have became jealous.
Yes.
And then now your man is being taken away from you with the younger brother because you actually fell in love with your stepfather.
Yes.
Okay. Did he used to tell you he loved you?
Yeah.
Okay. In a way of I love you as a son, or like it was a lust related?
Lust.
Okay. Love, like when you guys were having, was the sex passionate? Was it just you guys getting into it, loving each other?
Yeah, it was more or less like he would try to kiss me, try to kiss my lip, and that's one thing I just didn't like, was him trying to kiss me. It was just like, okay, hurry up and do what you want to do, and let me get the hell out of here.
How did you protect do you think that he ever wanted to have sex with your younger brother?
Yes.
You think he would have?
Yes, he would have.
Okay, he would have. So you pretty much protected him, not necessarily protecting him as a bigger brother, but protecting him as, this is my man and you can't have this.
No, I felt like both ways. That
Okay.
I'm protecting you as a big brother, and I'm also protecting you as mom.
Okay, you figured. So at this point, you were, okay, so you said 6 years later. Why didn't the other siblings know any of this?
Because
Were the household that busy? Or nobody paying each other attention?
nobody was paying nobody attention. Adam had his thing, Valerie had her thing, Carlos had his thing.
So you're just in a house that's separated, divided, and then you get left alone with the staff. How did that make you feel about trust? How are your trust issues with that? I'm just saying, being that
I don't trust a lot of people.
And why is that?
Because I've been hurt so many years through my brothers, my sister, through my mom. I've been hurt through my real dad. So why should I put my trust in someone that I can even trust my own family members? Now it's harder for me to trust anybody.
Do you think that your mom could have or should have protected you?
I think she could have done a better job. I feel that as a mother, take that time to talk to your children. Don't always, yes, I understand a mother has to work. A mother has to do certain things. But it's as a mother's job, any parent's job, even a father's. Take that minute and talk to your children and say, "Let me speak to you one on one, real quick."
Because she brought him into your household. Was it like an introduction to accept him, or it's just here? I have a man. This is who I'm with, and this is what it's going to be.
Yes.
So you guys just had to accept it.
Yes. My sister really didn't want to accept it. She did not like him from the start.
Mm-hmm.
She told my mom, "I don't want this man living with us. I don't want." She was crying right there on that porch. Valerie was crying, saying, "I don't want him living with us. I don't want him living with us." But at that point, it was like, "Well, he's gonna live with us," you know.
Mm. And she did, and then you end up getting shortchanged. So you don't think he messed with anybody else because, like you said, you were the youngest.
Yeah, I don't think he did, because I think if he would have, my brother Adam almost kicked his ass when I was 13. Carlos as well. I think if he would have tried anything with my other siblings, they would have said something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they would have told. And you felt like you didn't tell, you couldn't tell, because number one, it seems as though you got used to it so quick.
Mm-hmm.
Then it became a normal for you. And then it became you coming home from school with, and then your man to have sex. Do you think that this made you promiscuous?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like, now when I have sex with guys, it's like, okay, whatever. I have no feelings. I have no feelings towards that man. I've only had feelings towards one man.
And who was that, your stepfather?
No, my ex.
Did you really ever have feelings towards your stepfather, though?
Not the way I had my ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
Not towards, like, the point where I'll do anything for him.
Right. Okay. Do you know what love is?
To this point, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Molester, did you ever have a real relationship with this stepfather and you guys weren't having sex?
No.
He came in and started the whole...
It wasn't where I can go up to him and talk to him, or where I can have that one-on-one, sit down and talk to him.
So you were 5 when your mother introduced him to your household, and he started molesting you at 5.
Yeah.
Where was your dad?
My dad was in the picture, but I was made to believe that this was my father. I was made to believe that my real father wasn't my father, from an earlier...
Who made you to believe that?
My mother.
We're still here with Matthew. We have a new location. We wanted to change sceneries to get him from in front of the original house where his stepfather and brothers and sisters lived. It was very important to take him back to the place on where it happened so that we can bring up some different emotions and that he's able to go back and think and give us real feelings on how he felt and exactly what happened while the molestation was taking place. We're here at a new scenery just to get the rest of the information to conclude the interview so that we can see what else he has to say about the molestation. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're here, to just get the rest of the information. Question again, so let's just start back when you were saying that you were molested in every house that you guys were in. You almost moved every year. The house that we were at, was that the first, second, or third house you were molested in?
That was the very first house.
Okay, that was the very first
house when I got introduced to sex.
Okay.
When I got sat up on the bed and he told me that this is normal, this is what guys do, this is what you're gonna do when you get older with another man. So that was the very first house.
So was that projected in your head at that point that you should be with men?
Yes.
Okay. And then at one point you said that your stepfather and your real father, your mother and sisters all lived in the same house.
Yep.
When your father was living in the same house as your stepfather, was your stepfather molesting you?
Yes.
He had the nerve.
He had balls.
He didn't care.
He did not.
You have another man in the house molesting another man's son. Your father didn't have a clue. All the molestations that happened, you never got caught. Someone almost
caught us, never caught us. And that's one thing with child molesters. They're really great manipulators. They know how to manipulate children. They know how to manipulate parents to make them believe, how could I do this? How could, this is disgusting. He will talk about other people molesting kids. He will make it seem like he would never do it. You know, so that's one thing with molestation. Rapists.
You're saying your stepfather will talk about he will never do it?
Yes.
But he did it to you?
Yes.
Okay. So he was speaking the opposite?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And just to make people believe, like, I will never do this to a child. That's disgusting, you know. Or he'll talk about gay people, you know.
Do you think it was done to him?
I feel that it was done to him.
You do?
Yes.
You think so? Okay. Do you think you're the first that he's done it to?
In my heart, I feel like I'm not.
Okay.
I feel like I'm not. You know, there was a day where if we went to court, it was August 26, 2009, when I had to testify in front of a courtroom full of strangers about what happened to me. And his sister said, well, it happened to me too. So, okay, then who did you get molested by? So,
Okay. So, if you were to get into a relationship with a man, and if he asked you what was your first sexual experience, do you revert back to your stepfather?
yes, I did.
Okay, do you feel like that was your first relationship?
When my first sexual relationship, not my actual relationship, where I can say, babe, let's go and do this, let's go out of town, let's go and do this. Do I feel that was my first sexual relationship? Yes, it was.
Now, once you got older, why didn't you, 13 or 14 or 15, I know you said that you got used to it, but why didn't you tell someone? Did you want to tell someone?
I wanted to tell somebody. Trust me, for a very long time. I planned it out how I was going to tell somebody.
How old were you when you thought that you wanted to actually tell someone?
When I was 9.
Okay. And why now, if you were getting molested from 5 to 9, you got used to it, why did you now wanted to tell at 9 years old?
Because I got tired of it. I got tired of the feeling that this was my life. This is what I have to come home to. This is what you have to get used to. But then when I was about to scream for my mother at that age, I felt a .45 caliber pointed to my temple.
Who put that to your temple?
You did.
You were at home?
We were at home.
Were you by yourself?
No, my mother was in the other room.
Okay. And was he molesting you in the other room at that time? Okay. And how did he know that you were going to scream for your mother?
Because I was about to scream.
Okay. And he had access to the gun right there? The gun wasn't put away? It was just...
No, it was put away, but he told me if I moved that he was going to hurt me.
So he went and got the gun, put it up to your head. What did he say?
If I was to scream or tell anybody, he would shoot my brothers, my dad, my mom, then me, and then he would shoot himself.
So now he put the gun up to your head. So now you're feeling like, I have to be my stepfather's boyfriend, as well as
the protector of
I
the
have
family.
to be the protector of the youngest, being the protector of the family. Okay, having a gun put up to your head, what was your behavior after that?
That nothing scared me. Nothing that my brothers would do to me. Nothing in life could fear me no more.
Did you think that he was going to shoot you?
I think he wasn't going to shoot me at that time. Maybe not at that time, but later on in life he might have.
You think he may have? Okay. How was your behavior at school? How was school? How was your grades at school as a kid? Having a .45 up to your head, not really having a mom to even talk to or a stepfather. How did it make you feel alone?
I felt alone every day. I still feel alone these days. Even though I have people I can talk to, I feel that I can talk to you, but I can't trust you because so many people throw things in my face. I was in special ed classes growing up because I was so lazy. I didn't want to do the work because I had so much self-pity to myself. I always played the pity card, and I still do sometimes. But school was hard for me. School was...
Did you graduate?
I graduated. I graduated because I said, that's all I have in life. Look, that's all I have in life is to graduate.
Did it cause low self-esteem from having sex with your stepfather?
Yes, it did, because I will give myself to anybody. You do money at me, okay, boom. And it caused really self-esteem to myself.
How old were you when you figured that you start selling yourself? They can throw money and you like, I'm going for it.
Around 17, when I started going to the gay clubs, when I started like experimenting, leaving the house and saying, you know what, I'd rather go to the gay clubs or I'd rather go to the gym. I used to meet a lot of guys at the gym, you know, uh, and just to get away from the house because I said, well, if I'm not getting molested, if I don't have to be home, I'm not going to be home because I'd rather go and have sex with another man than have to be at home and have sex with this man.
Okay. 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 So you wanted to venture out more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At what point did the molestation stop?
When I was turning 18, when
Okay.
I said this is enough. That's when I left the house, going to gyms, going to gay clubs, going to best friend's house, not coming home until getting my screamed at by my mom. I didn't care at that time, but it needed to stop. So when I was 17 and a half, that's when it really like stopped.
How did you stop it?
Not coming home.
Okay.
Not coming home.
Okay. Where were you going?
Gay clubs, gym, friend's house, staying late.
Did your mom ask, where were you?
Yeah, of course. Or I'll be on my way to the arena. It was a really well-known gay club in West Hollywood.
Did your stepfather ask you, where were you? Calling you? Trying to find you?
No, because his number will be blocked on my cell phone.
Okay. So he couldn't get in contact with you. But when you switched up and you wasn't coming home to have sex with him anymore, how was his behavior? Remember, you put a gun up to your head before.
He would get mad. And then it would just be like, where were you? Or I'll be in the restroom taking a shower. Have the door locked. He unlock it and just come in and take it.
And just take it. Just turn you around, bend you over, and then just start having sex with you.
That's why I'm so adamant about it now that I do not allow anybody in the shower while I'm in the shower. You need to use the restroom, you need to wait. Because that's my privacy. That's where I'm able to have a voice now. I'm able to say no. You know, my brothers would try to come in now when I'm in the shower and I'll say no. My father as well, my brother, and I'll say no.
So at what point did you actually decide to tell someone?
When after my mom asked me that question if I was gay,
okay,
and I told her yes, I had a track coach. Her name is Christine Barbosa. She was a teacher at Fairmont High School. She has a girlfriend, and I told her girlfriend. Her girlfriend told her we were at a track meet, and my mom tried to kick me out of the house because I was there, and I told my mom I'm not leaving this house because of what your husband did to me.
Okay, so that's how that came out. Okay, so but you said you told the
track coach.
The track coach, but when your mom tried to kick you out, then that's when you just blurted that out. Question. So you said that when your mom tried to put you out at 17, you said that it was your stepfather's fault why you were gay when you had told your mom you were gay, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now question. Do you think that if your stepfather had never did what he did to you, that you would have tried to be with women?
It's hard to say. Do I find women sexually attractive? Some. Do I find men more sexually attractive? Yes, I do. So it's really that question, you know.
What do you find attractive about a woman?
The way she looks. That's it.
Is it the way she looks because...
That's what I want to be.
That's what you want to be, exactly. Okay, and then a man, you find men sexually attractive. What is it that attracts you to a man?
They're muscular. They're dominant.
Do you see their dominance? Do you see that you're going for the man like your stepfather since he dominated you?
No, I feel like I'm going towards a person that can show me love,
But love is shown through sex, correct?
Yes.
Do you ever see yourself even being with a woman or think you can be with a woman, having a family and kids one day?
I feel that being with the woman, I will only use the woman to have a baby, but I don't see myself living with the woman. I never see myself actually getting married to a woman, you know.
So because of what your stepfather did, do you think you had a chance?
maybe.
Do you think it cut your chances? It slighted you?
It might have cut my chances a lot more.
Do you think you were born gay?
I don't think you can be born gay.
Okay.
Some people do believe they are born gay.
Mm-hmm.
I am not one of those persons. Maybe you were born gay,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of people are like, oh, you can't be born. My brother, me and my brother got an argument about that. See, there's a difference between being born and being raised.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're born a certain way doesn't make you that way.
Okay.
You know, do I feel like I was born this way? I feel that God made me equally just like you. My heart desires a man.
Okay, and you think your heart desires a man because of what you were introduced to at 5 years old?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I know. That's what my body is known to do. It's known to be with the man.
And since you start giving head at 5, is that a big thing now, zeroing in today in relationships? You give head? Do you give it on the first date? Is there...
Well, I used to be the type of person like, oh, let's go out on a date, boom. No, end of the night.
You in the car, you in the alley, you wherever.
Wherever. I had sex at this park before, you know. That's what I was born to do, like, you know. Some people are like, well, I'm not born to be just with one person, you know. And I feel sometimes that I give myself up too easily because that's what I was born to. That's what I grew up to know.
That's what you grew up to know. Okay. Now, zeroing up today. So then let's go back to the time you said you told your mom, I'm not leaving this house because of your husband did this to me. What was her reaction?
She called him right away.
How did that make you feel once you got that off your chest?
I ran.
Okay. You ran where?
To my sister.
Okay. Where was she? Was she in the same house?
She was in the back house. My mom was running her the back house. Ran to her. I let her know what was going on. She was shocked. That's when everything came out. Okay.
When you say everything came out, what did your mom do next? She called him. Then what?
Then she confronted him. He denied it. Of course, a mother's first thing is, it's not true. Did my mother believe me? No. Is that one of the reasons why I never said nothing? Yes. Because it's, as me as a child, your parents will not believe that to happen to their own child. You know, so I never said nothing.
When you say a parent believe that won't happen to their own child, is it that a parent believe that won't happen to your own child? Or do they believe a parent, she just didn't want to believe, she thought that you were just lying, trying to cover up for being gay?
I think that's what it was. My mom thought I was trying to cover it up for trying to be gay.
She actually thought that you would lie about something about that?
Yeah, my mom, you know, always told me I was a liar since I was little. I always lied about little things. So if I lied about the little things, I could be lying about this. But I don't think a child will ever lie about being molested. That's something so traumatic to somebody. Why would they lie about that?
How have you being molested changed your life today?
I'm more aware of the things, you know. I've dealt with drugs. You know, I've got into drugs. I've got into a lot of things. You know,
prostitution,
everything, everything you can think of, I've done. I think that was just, you know, we have a dark hole in our spirit, in our soul, that we're trying to feel, but we can't feel it without the Holy Spirit. So that's one of the things that caught me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So once it all came out, now what was the family? The family seemed to be already separated and divided. So when it all came out, did it separate the family even more?
Even more.
Did your mom turn her back on you? What about your dad? What did he say?
I turned my back on them.
Why?
Because if you didn't believe me when I first told you, why should I trust you now? You didn't believe me when
Nobody, even your brothers or sisters, didn't believe you? Did your dad believe you?
My dad actually went to confront him the day after I told my mother. And my dad is a really spiritual person. My dad is a prayer. He said he prayed to the God to give him an answer on how to confront this person. And that's when Philip finally said, I'm sorry for what I've done to your family.
Wow, your stepfather.
Yeah.
Wow, and he told your father that.
My brothers to this point don't understand why my dad couldn't kick his ass.
Okay. What did you feel like your father should have done when Philip finally fessed up?
There's nothing that he could have done. I don't feel that anything could have changed. That he did what a father should have done. what the Lord taught him to do. I'm a strong believer that at the end of the day, no matter what we did, yeah, my dad could have killed them like other people have done, but for what? I feel like he paid his punishment. He went to prison.
How did he go to prison? Your mom still didn't. So once your
I was
dad,
18.
when your dad came back and told your mom that
My mom and him went together.
Okay, mom, and so he fessed up. When they came back to you, what did they say?
My mom apologized to me.
And when she apologized, did you feel like it was heartfelt? Was she crying? Was it emotional, or did she just said, "I apologize, son"?
She was emotional.
What did that look like? Emotional? Was she crying, or was she just her normal self? And
It was a emotion where I'm sorry, but I need you to tell me what exactly happened.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the emotion that I got from her.
And what about your dad?
My dad just kept to himself.
Did he come back and say, "I apologize"? Were they crying? Did you guys have a family moment? We cried together?
No.
Or we just, "I'm sorry, this happened to you"?
I apologize.
And what happened?
Yeah.
Did you tell her what happened, or that was just the way she felt?
No, I never told my mom what happened.
They never asked you, took you through the motions or the moments or what happened, when it started. They just went and the stepfather said, "I'm sorry, I did it," and they just came back to you and said, "I'm sorry."
And if we started court proceedings.
And you started court. Who told the law?
I did.
Okay, so after all that, so now you finally told the law. Okay, and you started court proceedings. How long did that last?
About a year.
About a year. Okay, so you had to get in, testify. Did they put you on the stand? And did they take you through the events of the houses of him molesting you? Was that the first time your mom and real dad heard what actually happened?
My mom actually got escorted out of the courtroom.
Why?
Because I asked them to. I knew my mom's heart condition would not be able to take it. I asked them to remove my mom from the...
You said that you had them to escort your mom out of the courtroom because you felt bad of her heart condition. Did she want to be escorted out?
No.
Did she want to stay?
She wanted to stay.
She did. So, whose decision? They let you make that decision?
Yeah. I was 18 at the time. I talked to my DA, let her know my mom. And my mom was going to get called to the witness stand as well. So she never got called. But I felt that she didn't need to be in there to suffer even more. She's already going through this. What happened to her child? Now she's going to have to hear it. I don't think that's good.
But your mom wasn't showing any emotions, though. How did you feel? How did that make you feel?
My mom was showing emotions. She has kept it here to herself. My mom is a strong individual. She knows how to hide her emotions really well.
Okay.
As any mother does.
Was your dad in the courtroom?
My dad was in the courtroom. He testified first, and then I testified. I've only seen my dad cry. You only heard my dad cry 2 times. One was back in 2005 when my older sister passed away, and this time when I was in...
when he was on the stand?
After he heard me testify, that's when he really did.
Was your brothers and sisters in there?
Yes, there was one brother that I did not invite to the court. That was Adam. Adam has a really strong...
Oh, the younger?
No, the oldest.
Oh, okay.
The younger one was at school. The oldest one, which is Adam, I didn't want him in there.
Okay, and why?
Didn't want him in there for the simple fact that I know Adam's temper.
Okay.
Adam would have leaped across that courtroom and really we would have been going to a trial for murder rather than a trial for molestation.
Who came to testify to say that he had did this to someone else?
Nobody.
Oh, okay. I thought you said one of the sisters had said.
Well, the sister said that it happened to her, but she never testified.
Okay, she never testified. Okay, so you were in court for a year. Then what? So he was found guilty, obviously.
He took a plea bargain of 6 years, pled no contest, and went to prison for 6 years.
Did he do the entire 6 years?
He did 5.5.
So now he's a registered offender.
He's a registered offender. You can find him on meganslaw.com.
Have you spoke to him after that?
No.
Any other family members?
Nope. He's not allowed to contact us.
So after he was found guilty, how did your family embrace you? What was the healing process for your emotions after that?
I haven't had any until now. Until talking to you and actually going through these steps that we've been doing. This is my healing process now. Speaking about it, doing this document, doing this film is my healing process. I feel that this is where I'm getting it out. This is what needs to be told. Because I'm Black and Salvadorian. And a lot of our culture, what we do is sweep it under the rug.
That is correct.
Do not.
So your mom is a Salvadorian.
And my dad's black. He's from Louisiana. My mom is from El Salvador. So me bringing it to light, me filming about it, me talking about it, this is my healing process. And to bring awareness to other individuals that it's okay to speak about it. It's okay, parents. It's okay to have...
But it's hard for kids, just like he put a gun up to your head. You feel like, as a young kid, not knowing you have to protect your family, as well as he telling you that it's going to be your fault. You're going to get in trouble for this. So imagine a young child being told that by an adult. What will you say to a 5-year-old today who this is happening to?
I don't care what that child person, person did to you. You're not going to get in trouble. You go to your mom. You go to your whoever you feel close to. You go to that person. You let them know, hey, this person did this to me, and then you let whatever happens, to that person go into happen. Nothing wrong is going to happen to you because you're a child. You're a child of God, so God's always going to protect you no matter what.
And do you think, one other question I want to ask, when you said your mom was always working, the breadwinner, and always gone, you don't feel at all that she knew, so that when she was out to work, she couldn't service your stepfather, so she, in the back of her mind, she knew that you were being served up to him? No. You don't feel that or think that at all?
I don't feel no way towards my mom that she ever knew. My mother never would know. Because the mother always would trust the person that, trust that person.
Are you angry at your mom for bringing a stranger into the home?
At a point in my life, yes.
Okay.
At this point in life, I have no anger towards my child molester. I have no anger towards my mom, towards my siblings. Because if I have anger towards them, then I'm not living my life.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, that's very true. And then, like you said, it is swept under the rug. It's so taboo. There's no healing process after. And then kids are young. They're just left out there to fend for themselves. And then they grow up and be adults that get into relationships that are turmoil or that are extremely toxic.
Yes.
Do you feel like today that you're before the healing process, before this, that your relationships that you were in were toxic?
They were. My first relationship was really toxic.
And you thought that was your normal? That was normal?
Yeah. Okay. It was normal. An abusive relationship. He used to hit me, so now that I'm with this guy, it's okay for this new guy to hit me. He used to give me weed all the time, so it's okay for me to get high now. He used to give me tequila when I was 13. All these drugs that I did
encounter when you were younger
are leading up to now. So it was normal for me. Of course, I used to do cocaine with him, with my stepfather. So now that I'm doing cocaine with my new relationship, now I'm tired of cocaine. Let me go to crystal meth. So all this drugs that I encountered when I was 13, and here and there. Now that I'm 20 and with this relationship, it was toxic.
Do you feel like you've been shortchanged in life?
Yes. I feel like I could have done more in my life. I could have went to high school, college, university right after school. I could have done a lot more with my life.
When you were a kid, what did you feel like? What did you want to do?
I wanted to be a lawyer.
Okay. Do you feel like that dampened your dreams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because, you have so many emotions that you don't know how to deal with. Because, especially if we tell ourselves, we don't need to go to therapy. We don't need, especially in my community, it's like, in my culture, it's like,
taboo.
Yeah, it's taboo. Why are you gonna go talk to a therapist?
Let people know how you talking to Ms. Hitch, coaching, not necessarily a therapist, but through the some coaching process, how it made an impact in your life.
It has given me the coaching abilities to know that I'm in control, that I'm able to say no when I want, to know that there's steps to do. If I feel like going to get high, hey, take a step back. What is this gonna do? These are the steps. These are the coaching steps that I needed in my life to become Matthew. Not to portray someone that I'm not.
Right. And what is the first steps of healing that you would say to someone? Because there are millions of human beings that are going through this and has gone through this. What will you give them as the first step to healing?
The first step to healing is accept what happened to you. There's no going back. Accept it and deal with it. Don't try to keep pushing it under the rug. Accept it. This is what happened to you. Now it's time to accept it.
How did it make you feel when you accepted it?
Emotional. You start crying. You start like realizing, yeah, it's happened to you, but you're not the only person.
Was it a release for you?
It was definitely released. There's that point where it's like,
you could live.
oh, it's gonna be okay. It's happened to me, but it's gonna be okay.
So now you're not in the victim.
Don't play the victim card no more.
Okay. And then you say it's best to just, like you said, tell someone as soon as possible.
Always tell someone.
And then don't you think, as far as telling someone too, then, I think that parents, we're in a different day and age. Parents need to definitely pay more close attention to their kids, because this is Matthew, who was in a household who had a stepfather and a father in the household with two brothers and one sister, and he's been molested in the house, and everybody was there and nobody knew. How do we as a family, as a person, as an individual function in a household as siblings, parents, brothers and sisters, and nobody's paying each other enough attention to know that your son is in the back room or your daughter is in the back room being molested right under your nose in the same household in a small 2-bedroom? If we don't take heed and pay more attention to our children, society will swallow them. The internet, social media will swallow them. But not even that. We're going to take 2 chapters back, like I always say. Our children are already getting swallowed in the home. Before they even leave the home, they're already swallowed and damaged because of the non-attentive parents, because of the everyday, day-to-day, I have to work, I have to get the money, we have to pay attention to this to keep the lights on, and then we have these kids that just go swept under the rug and left out there to really or literally fend for themselves. And it's unfair of how many kids have been molested and have been shortchanged and don't even get a fair shot or a fair chance to turn 18 and start to grow up. Just because you turn 18 don't mean you grown. Turning 18, now you have to rid all the childish ways and start to grow up and practice being into adult ways, into which a lot of us don't do, because of, just like Matthew, holding on to what he had to the past, and that's all he had to catapult into the future, until he decided that some coaching and some healing so that he can live a full life and be who Matthew say that he is, and stop trying to be someone else.